What's up, guys? First podcast. Week one of NFL is in the books. We are going to go over what we like and don't like in fantasy this week, the odds for which teams we like in betting, and maybe we'll give some tips for who to invest in. Um, so tonight's game is clearly the Browns Bengals. It is the battle for Cleveland. I like the Bengals.
Battle of Ohio.
Yeah, I shouldn't say Cleveland, Ohio, but I like the Bengals.
I do as well.
Um,
I do think it's going to be a shootout, though. I think definitely go over.
Yeah, 44 is the over. If you got it at that, not sure what the live is now. 44 and a half, I would still take it. I would probably take it up to 48. I think it'd be like a 28, 24 type of game, maybe more.
AFC North is usually
No
could be a
defense.
shit show game, but
Thursday nights
you
are
never know.
spooky.
Yep.
I hate Thursday night games. I always used to bet on them, and you would think the Patriots would win every game, and they would lose to the Dolphins on a Thursday with the last minute trick play. So
Right.
Something crazy like that. They do have Sutton is not playing right now or practicing. They said so. There's a lot of key injuries this week, including Amari Cooper. And I was saying it
Just
before.
on the injury report today.
Yeah. I was saying it before how I don't think they keep Amari Cooper that long. If CeeDee Lamb shows out, I think that he can take over that number one role. I know Amari Cooper's going to take the best DB.
Yeah.
But with how much money he's getting paid and he doesn't play, they need to pay Dak. They need to keep Zeke, and Gallup is there. Or I don't believe Mike McCarthy knows what he's doing either. I mean, it seems like they can never figure out coaching when it comes down to it.
Ran the Packers into the ground.
Yeah. I mean, outside of football though, tonight, Boston. I'm thinking Boston.
Really?
I think.
Yeah, I'm going Heat again. I think they go up 2-0 tonight.
Really?
I know Butler had 20 points last week or Tuesday night.
You think he just go off?
I think he goes for 30 tonight, easily.
The Boston Heat game, it's open. It opened at 195 and a half. It is now at 209.
Big jump.
10 points. Yeah, they expect the same as the last game. I feel like. I still take the Celtics. I feel like they could have won that game, and the Heat came out flat because they didn't play. That's the only reason why I think they came out flat. But that might change everything because the first half both teams were lighting it up.
Right. Celtics could be tired though. I mean, they went to 7.
I mean,
did you hear they said the Clippers said they were tired in Game 7? After 3 or 4 minutes, guys were trying to get out for a blow to relax for a second.
The Nuggets just ran them out of the court.
Oh yeah.
Sunday and then yesterday or 2 days ago, they just made sure. I mean, I don't know how that happens, but I guess you have all these kids that are like 20, 21, 22, and they're really good, putting up 30, 40 points a night. I mean, they have all the energy in the world. But
right.
The White Sox were I was going to pick them today, like we were discussing. They're now it's the 9th. It's 4-3. They were losing, so could have taken that, but slept on them.
Also didn't know it was a one-time game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. I thought it was a later game. I was going to take them because I usually do. But if I took them, they would have lost. So I'm just to get the win, clinch a playoff spot.
Yep.
Been 12 years. I'll take that over money any day. Sit 'em, start 'em. Amari Cooper and Josh Jacobs. I don't know. He's off the report. I think they just had him out for a rest day. James Conner. He did practice today. He's a full participant in practice. He gets injured and then comes back and then he gets injured that game. I wouldn't start him in my fantasy league. They might
in deeper leagues. I would start Benny Snell.
Yeah.
Even if Connor's playing.
Yeah, I would.
Because if he gets dinged up, Snell's going to get all the work.
Yep. And he might even be in there for the passing game, and they might have Jalen Samuels run those hard-nosed runs in the beginning.
Or downs.
Yeah, exactly.
Pass catching downs.
Over for the Heat Celtics. I like it. I think they can put full score.
209 and a half.
Yeah, it's 208 and a half. So 209, give or take, depending on what you're using. Um, 105 apiece. If the Heat come out splashing, if Tyler Hero comes out, what's his name? Robinson was like 1 for 9 or 1 for 10 on 3-pointers. Same with what Dragic. Dragic was shooting poorly
for 30 on Tuesday.
Yeah, and he shot not good.
Yeah.
So I think they can do it if Jimmy Butler, Dragic, Tyler Hero, if they're all on fire. Bam down low, if he's doing what he needs to do.
He's playing out of his mind.
I could see the over happening because at that point, I feel like it's gonna be they're gonna be running the court.
Yeah. Both teams got shooters.
Yeah, big time. Kemba Walker could turn it on at some point, hopefully, and I'm liking that over. I'm not really too fond of any of the baseball today. Maybe would have touched the Mariners. They're already winning 4-1. Yankees Blue Jays. That's been very interesting because one game the Yankees scored 20 runs and the next they don't score any.
Yeah, so last 2 nights they've scored combined 33 runs.
And the over is 9.5. Are the Blue Jays scoring any runs?
You got to ride it.
Right? And yesterday, Garrett
20 runs, 13 runs, and Blue Jays only scored a total of like maybe 5 in the last 2 games. So they got to turn it around sometime.
Yeah, the Blue Jays scored 6. Tuesday, they scored 3 against the Mets on Saturday. So today, yesterday, the Yankees scored 13 and the Blue Jays scored 2. Garrett Cole pitched yesterday. 2 runs. We kind of expected that. That's why I didn't touch it. But the Yankees are starting to get their bats hot and at the right time because that's all that matters.
They're coming off the IL.
I mean, I like the over in that at 9.5. If you could buy it down to 9, I would try and buy it down to 9. But it opened at 9.5. It's still there. The Yankees are favorites. They're negative 220. They got to win by 2 runs. I might parlay
and they should be over.
I might parlay that. Yeah, right. They hit that. You throw a small parlay on the over and the run line of 2.
Yeah.
And you might have a decent little come up right there. The Mets
back up free struck.
Oh yeah, pull it, stash it, and cash it. The Mets Phillies 7.5 is the over.
I don't know about that, but I love the Phillies in this game.
Do you?
Aaron Nola on the bump.
Yeah. Lugo.
Mets. Kind of cold.
Kinda.
Phillies are producing runs.
Get the Mets over here, and the latest games for the Mets, they had 5 yesterday. The Phillies had 4. The Phillies had 4 the day before, and the Mets had 1. The Blue Jays and Mets game was 10 total on Sunday, and the Blue Jays and Mets on Saturday was 5 total. I like the over if it was 6.5. If it wasn't 7, if it wasn't 1.5 runs, I'd like that over. But you never know. It's Thursday night, like I said. Weird things happen on Thursdays for some reason in all sports. But Nola, I mean, the Mets are gonna have cold bats against him.
Right.
There's just, I mean, Lugo's not that.
You got a righty pitcher pitching to Bryce Harper. Look out, right field.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't like either? You want to touch either, or you like the Phillies in general?
I would take the Phillies. Anything. I wouldn't take the over under though.
And then Cardinals Pirates. I don't trust either teams.
No.
They just don't. They
Pirates
show
are a
up.
dumpster fire, so
Yeah.
I would just say Cardinals, maybe money line.
Money line's 167.
Yeah.
And Hudson's pitching for the Cardinals. Brault is pitching for the Pirates. The lefty-righty matchup. Over under is 8.5. That's
whatever your age. Does it say?
No, it's not saying their game details. No. It's got 94% on the run line. Bet so far, the money line is 81%, and it's St. Louis, and it's a 55% on the over. So the over's a favorite.
Yeah.
Matchup. Hudson is 4-3. He has 2.9 ERA, and Brault has a 3.4 ERA. If you look at the Tigers and Indians, I want to say under, but it's 7. Anything
Two good pitchers.
yeah. I mean,
Bieber
Mize's kid's like 21 and unreal.
threw a
7 no hitting
6 or 7 inning no hitter against the Sox before he got broken up. And
Yeah.
that was when the Sox were hitting the crap out of the ball. So
And Bieber's a Cy Young finalist, if not the winner,
right,
by unanimous decision.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, exactly. Hate Justin. Hate that guy. Dodgers Rockies. Dodgers are minus 174. I might parlay the Dodgers. The over-under is 11.5. The Dodgers in the past couple games have been just smoking the ball late, like get 6-7 runs. So that's why it's high.
Scored 7. Padres scored 5.
And the Rockies, I have no clue. They're a shaky start or not. Freeland's pitching, and he's pitching for the Dodgers. So I'm taking the Dodgers if I was taking this game. I'm not too fond of a lot of baseball. It's a tough matchup, and it's playoff time. Like everybody's gonna have to start locking it down if you gotta take a win. So it's a difficult time in baseball. But moving to football, welcome back, Big Ten.
Hallelujah.
Finally, some interesting football. Now we don't have to watch like Oklahoma play Moraine Valley Community College. Shout out Moraine Valley Community College.
Cyclones, baby.
The Rams Eagles. The Rams are plus 4.5. I'm taking the Rams. They're down to plus 1 now. The money line's minus 115. I'm taking Rams.
Yeah, the Eagles need to show something before I'm gonna ever put my faith in them.
Just drop everybody, and Carson Wentz was a fluke.
We'll see.
Miles Sanders is playing.
That seems like the Bears last year.
Yeah, they'll make the playoffs at 500 somehow because
NFC East is terrible.
Yeah, atrocious. So Miles Sanders is playing. He's back for the Eagles. The over/under is 85.5. I like that over. I like that.
Can't be 85.5.
Or 48.5. 48 and 85. Dyslexic. 48.5.
Hit the under on that one.
85.5 take. Yep. I'm not sure. It's moved from 85 to 80 to 40. I'm sorry, 48.5 to 48 to 46. It's under 45.5 right now. So, depending on who you're using to bet with, 45.5 is a pretty good line. I might take that.
Pretty much any game, I would say. Anything under 50s.
Yeah, especially in the first half or first couple of games of the season. People are getting
feeling each other out.
They're just kind of letting them. Defenses are learning the offense. They're getting exploited early, and then they're locking it down. I like that. I like the Rams and the under on that. I think I get it at 46.5. Wentz needs to snap out of that. So the Rams, they can be exploited. They would have lost that game if Ramsey wasn't up for an Oscar nomination. I think that Gallup hits that shot and changes everything.
That's a tough push-off call. But if that's not on Ramsey, it probably isn't called.
Yeah, I agree. If it's on some rookie or somebody, Gallup's getting away with it.
Yeah, he got the LeBron effect.
Yeah, especially after that big contract, they were protecting their guy. Panthers, Bucks. Over's 47.5. That's a high-scoring game usually between these two teams. However, the Bucks defense is a lot better.
Panthers scored 30 last week against the Raiders.
But I was going to say the Bucks defense is a lot better than the Raiders, I think.
True.
They're like top 8.
The Saints aren't the Panthers, but the Saints put up 34 against the Bucks.
Teddy Bridgewater. Side note on who we said we would invest in if we were talking about cards, Teddy Bridgewater. I said that in like March, looking for autos and stuff like that, because if he came up to Carolina and was healthy and showed out, and I was watching some more highlights last night. Between him and Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr looked very good. I was watching those.
His cards are low, I'm sure.
Very low. I don't see him ever really going high because he's now been in the league and he's had up and down seasons where Bridgewater had an injury before being a scary guy we used to face twice a year, if not 3 times a year.
Yeah. He would need to go deep into the playoffs for his cards to really move.
Yeah. But Teddy Bridgewater, he's still young. He's on that team now where the Panthers remind me of the movie, The Replacements. You know, Shane Falco and them. That's what the Panthers are to me. They have 1 star, which is Christian McCaffrey, and they built like a bunch of just free agents and random guys everywhere. And
get Rodney Anderson from the Jets.
Yeah.
Random stud receiver that just catches 100 yards a game.
Samuel, he has 4 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown, and that's all he does.
Yep.
Probably would play him in fantasy. I don't know who's going to be covering Samuel and Moore, but DJ Moore is the number 1. Anderson's going to be able to get back behind that secondary for 1 long ball. Could be garbage time.
Right.
I would probably start Robbie Anderson. Bridgewater looked like he was getting out of the pocket when he needed to. Now the problem is with Rodney Anderson, DJ Moore, and Samuel, there hasn't even been a tight end effect because Ian Thomas has been hurt and he comes back, catches like 3 balls maybe, and then he just doesn't do anything.
No, there's no tight end there.
But Christian McCaffrey might take over at any point in the receiving game.
Yeah.
So
just follow what Cam used to do to him, and even Kyle Allen last year.
Yeah, dump the ball off.
He was the number 1 receiver.
Yeah. And DJ Moore is more of that Tyler Lockett style, I feel like, where he can play slot or the outside.
Yeah. So is Curtis Samuel, though.
Yeah. But I see Curtis Samuel being more of a slot.
End arounds and reverses and all that shit.
He's got that speed where DJ Moore, I feel like, is speed and talent.
Right.
Like he can
He's
create
a better
space.
receiver.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel's just a
decoy
kind of a threat everywhere, but never like a beast at any.
Right. I wouldn't start him any week in my fantasy lineup. That over under 47.5. I like that over under unless you're getting it at maybe 48. Tom Brady needs a bounce back game. Gronk needs a bounce back game. Fournette, I could see just having 1 big play, one big rush. I mean, they got everything there. They just got to put those in tandem.
This game's a must win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brady hasn't gone 0-2 in his career.
Yeah, no, and with the Saints winning over them, if the Saints don't pull it out somehow this week, that division's up for grabs.
Yeah.
Broncos Steelers.
Hammer the under.
41.5.
That's
I do not touch this game.
Steelers defense looked great on Monday night.
They did, but I don't touch this game.
I would touch it, but if I were,
I wouldn't touch it.
I'd take the Steelers.
Steelers at -4.5. At least that. Oh no, I'm sorry. They're at -7.5 now. I gotta see what mine is.
I'll take my comment back.
I mean, 7.5.
I might take the Broncos
on the line
with the point.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like this game could be 16 to 21, 24-16, somewhere around that area. I see it being under, low-scoring game because they're 2 teams that are not fast-paced. The Broncos are trying to be fast-paced on offense, but Vic is a slow-pace, play-smart type of coach. Even though he didn't use his timeouts, he was not playing smart with himself.
Speaking of that game, in regards to fantasy, I have Melvin Gordon in 2 leagues, and I have to start him. But if you don't have to start him, I would not start him this week. If you got a better option, I would not start him. Pittsburgh's defense is very tough against the run.
I mean, what's his name?
I know.
Philip Lindsay's back.
Out.
No, he's back.
He
practiced today.
He did practice.
I just got a thing that he's back. Connor was back. So I'm just sitting here like, all right.
Still a bell cow there, but
I agree. And he can catch the balls.
I wouldn't start any running back for Denver if I didn't have to. If you don't have to, don't do it.
Let me see. Phil Lindsay. Oh, he's not practicing for the 2nd consecutive day. Sorry, that was an update. Amari Cooper was added to the injury report with a foot issue. That's probably the same foot that Nags had. all year
I'm
round.
sure he'll play.
He
If
will.
It just came out today,
Um,
unless it's very serious, which
starting center Mike Pouncey is not playing. He's on injury reserve with a hip injury. So if that line wasn't any worse than it is,
you see what Big Ben said after the game or the next day. He said after the first day after the game, he said he felt like he got hit by a train. The second day after the game, he said he got hit like a bus.
God. So
And that's not how you want to feel after a game, especially a game that you won.
oh, that's something you never say in public. I feel like because then they know you are.
You can't take the sacks.
Right.
So sack them up.
Sack up or sack down. I mean, I'm gonna look around right now on I use DraftKings, no sponsor, just use DraftKings, always have. Well, not always, but when it was turned legal, I have been. I'm gonna check the lines out on here because that's a more accurate description. So the Bengals are 44.5. I got them at 44. The 49ers Jets 41.5 over. I like that.
Shit, 49ers.
49ers can do it
themselves.
Yeah. And the Jets got to get at least 10 points.
Right. Jamison Crowder may be out this week, which could hurt.
Actually, no Le'Veon.
No
It's
Le'Veon.
going to be Frank Gore and
going back to fantasy.
Sam.
I wouldn't say Frank Gore is the worst start in a deep league.
But he's a starter, and if you needed to pick someone up,
in a 12-man league, Gore could be a nice flex spot.
He'd get a touchdown maybe.
If you got Melvin Gordon and you're trying to figure out someone else to put in there.
Yeah,
Another
I agree.
guy I love is James Robinson from the Illinois State University, starting running back for the Jags. He had 16 carries last week for, I believe, 80-something yards. This week he's playing again, starter. So he's their guy right now, and he looked good last week.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a goofy week because we didn't have preseason. So those guys that you're relying on, aka Keenan Allen, I didn't even play him last week because of the Tyrod Taylor situation, and I just said, you know what? I know he's going to catch some balls, but
he's not going to do what he did with Rivers.
Right. Tyrod Taylor just wants to kill his players.
Different offense scheme.
Yeah, and no Pouncey, your star center.
Pouncey center for the Steelers.
Chargers.
Oh, you're saying that Pouncey's out? I think you meant Pouncey for the Steelers.
No, the Chargers. Now, not with him. What do? Like they got to go to some practice squad or right? I mean, they need to throw the ball quick passes to Eckler. You need to do something, not trying to take shots because you don't have that protection. Tyrod doesn't have that confidence probably in that center now, or they got to move over a guard to play center and then fill in that role.
Who are the Chargers playing?
They are playing somebody that's going to destroy them, and I'm sure the line moved, which is I now cannot figure that out. They don't even have a line, I don't think. They don't even have a line. Oh, the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to just destroy them. Take the Chiefs in all your bets. That's it. Just take the Chiefs I would put $1,000 on them. I know they're probably negative. Here we go. I got them on mine now. The Chiefs are negative 8.5 against the Chargers.
I'll hammer that.
Good night.
The Chiefs defense looked great.
Yeah. Take a nap. Because this one's
they left some points at the end versus Texans, but it was
garbage time.
Yeah.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes was playing like one down.
It was meaningless points unless you bet the over. Then you hit the over, which you were thrilled about.
Which I might take the over on that at 47.5 because the Chiefs are going to put up 42. Chargers are going to get a garbage time timeout or garbage time.
They'll score.
So the Eckler might get a little dump pass and go for the yard. You know, the Chiefs aren't going to. They might not even be playing half their starters at that point.
Chiefs defense is unreal. They're going to make their plays, but they're not going to shut anybody out.
They'll at least get a touchdown. I do think that the Chiefs will shut out the Chargers in the first half. I don't think the Chargers will score until the end, like the last third, fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Now they got total touchdowns by Chargers 2.5, so they're not confident.
No.
the total touchdowns by Kansas City, 3.5. They know there's going to be a lot of touchdowns there. So I kind of like that over.
I like the over on the Chiefs and the under on the Chargers.
Yeah. First team to
I
score,
don't see the
Chiefs.
Chargers scoring 21 points.
No.
Through 3 touchdowns.
No.
They
They
might-
could get a handoff.
They might score
or
20
something, yeah.
with 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals or something, but I don't even see if that happening.
Right. Total points by Chargers first half, 9.5. I wouldn't touch that one, but the total points by Kansas City Chiefs, which is what I took, is 13.5. Lock of the week to me, first half, Kansas City 13.5. Green Bay Packers 13.5 first half against the Lions. Parlay those two, throw $5 on them. You'll probably get $5 and what you win.
Right.
You cash out at $10. I do little cheap bets like that, but 13.5. There's no way they go into halftime not up 2 touchdowns somehow or another.
Right. And even if they're not up 2 touchdowns, they're going to score more than 2 touchdowns in the game. Or in the
Clyde
first half.
Edwards-Helaire will have 2 touchdowns alone in the first half. I guess Bosa is the only threat in Ingram.
And Bosa's got a tricep.
Yeah, he's
Lingering
strained
issue,
or
yeah.
something like that. So he's limited right now. He's gonna play because he's a freak of nature,
Right.
like all his family. But then you got Ingram. If he's not worried about his rap songs, he'll probably be out there smoking fools.
Rolling up in his 3-wheeler.
Exactly. So doing something goofy.
With a spider.
And then you got let's get back to San Fran Jets. Like I said, I like that over. I think the 49ers are going to score 35 points alone. The 49ers are my pick of the week in the pick 'em pool. The Lions Packers at +6 for the Lions. I would not take that. I know it's a division game. Aaron Rodgers destroyed the Vikings. The Lions
And the
have
Vikings have a good
nobody.
defense.
Yes. And 2-star rookie cornerback DBs that he was clearly attacking.
Right.
Devontae Adams is unreal human. Shows why
Second
haven't-
in the league in receiving yards right now.
they have Jake Kumaro on the practice squad, and he was one of like the top 20 wide receivers last year. Vast Scantling, if he didn't get injured, he would have been like top 15. He just finds someone that could just put their hands on the ball, and he gets them the ball, and they make it happen.
Right.
So
Because he doesn't make them have to make unreal catches.
Right.
Puts it there.
right, it dimes it every
If
time.
they drop it, then they suck.
Aaron Rodgers on the tear this year. Jordan Love kind of pissed him off, but he's not being a dickhead about it, and he's kind of helping train him in preseason practice practice and stuff. I'm taking Green Bay all the way, -6. I just see him winning by like 20.
Yeah, I don't see him not covering that.
If Mitch could do what he did in 5 minutes against Detroit, Aaron Rodgers has
Bears beat Detroit by
60.
4. So
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
and Mitch threw 3 touchdowns, and it was like he did it. It looked so easy.
Right.
Again, Aaron Jones, Jamal Adams. I think AJ Dillon gets his first touchdown of the season against the Lions. He'll come in late.
Hot
Bills Dolphins -5.5 Bills. I like the over on this at 41.
take. Yeah,
Weird
I could
things
def-
happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Josh Allen looks really good, as he has in the past couple of years. Stephon Diggs looked good. Brown
The
just
Dolphins
practiced.
will keep it close. It's an AFC North rivalry or AFC East rivalry.
At 41, that's a low number.
Fitzmagic will pull something out of his hat.
I think so. If Devontae Parker's playing, I don't think he is. Preston Williams isn't bad either.
No.
He's not great, but Jaceki is a good tight
He's
end.
got some skill.
They got about 4 running backs that get involved. I don't want to say it's a lock. I don't want to tell you to go take that over. Do I like it? Yes, because I like Josh Allen being able to score 24 to 28 points.
I'd be more confident in Bills -5.5.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. It could be a close game, like I don't know, like
Could be
18
24
or
to
19.
13
Yeah,
final.
exactly, 19-13, something like that, where it's a lot of field goals. But I see Josh Allen at least getting a touchdown or 2. I see him getting like 250 yards or so. Maybe Diggs. I don't think he had a touchdown last week. Maybe he gets his first touchdown of the year.
So.
Maybe 1 default.
Zach Moss, another guy.
Zach
Fantasy.
Moss.
Keep him on your radar.
Very high on Zach Moss and Gibson on Washington. Yeah, grabbing a couple of their
Antonio.
cards. If you could grab some mosaics, they're the first. Clearly, it's not a Don Russ card. You could grab some mosaics of them. Autos, they're cheap. You're not going to grab a CD Lamb. You're not going to grab a Jerry Judy under $150. It's just not going to happen. I think Jerry Judy is going to be the new number one, and Sutton, hot take, is going to forever be a number two.
I disagree.
I think Sutton's good, but I don't think he's fast. I don't think he's got the moves.
Sutton's way bigger than Judy, though.
He is. I agree.
Judy can't be that number one because he doesn't have the size for it. I mean, he could
Tyreek Hill
definitely
can't be a number one.
A 1B. He could be a 1B.
I agree. I think Tyreek Hill's 5'10" and he's a number one.
If he went anywhere else, though, he wouldn't be.
You don't think so with that speed? Jerry Judy has the moves, is my point.
Yes, I agree.
He just gets in his head, I think, that first game. He's playing with Drew Lock, second year.
Yeah. I just don't think that a number one can I mean, it's evolving every year.
That's true. On the different style of play and
Yes.
how the NFL is developing. I just see Sutton being like a Julio. He plays 8 games, but he's injured.
That's why I
The
think
last
Travis Kelce's so valuable because
he's that size.
when they get down to the red zone, they're not going to throw a fade to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
He doesn't have the room to run for 30 yards and dump it over his head and drop it.
Yeah. But that's why they get Sammy
If
Watkins.
it's second and goal from the 10, Kelsey's got an 85% chance of catching a touchdown.
That's true.
But yeah, Sammy Watkins.
I
love Tyreek Hill, and I think he's a beast, but I just don't think
Sammy
his
Watkins
size
has a good.
is going to hurt him from becoming a wide receiver one.
That's true. Broncos Steelers. We discussed this. On mine, the Broncos are 7.5. I like that. I take Broncos at 7.5. I think it's gonna be yes. Plus 7.5. Vikings Colts. Vikings are plus 3. Over under is 48.5. I like that.
This game.
I like the over on it. Philip Rivers, he might throw. If you could find a prop that Philip Rivers is gonna throw a interception, take it. I do not see anything. Usually that comes out the day of.
Is it Indy?
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yep, it's at Indy. I don't touch this game on who's gonna win because they're both shaky teams right now. Colts should have won.
Colts
Should
are
win.
coming off a tough loss to the Jags.
It's only time will tell if we see Jacob Eason or not. And we'll wrap this up here in a few. Panthers Bucks. We
Yeah,
discussed
talk
that.
about our Bears.
Panthers Bucks. We already talked about that. Now the Panthers are getting 9 on mine.
Really?
They're getting 9 points. The over under is 47.5, so that's what it was. I still like that over. Rams Eagles. Rams are plus 1. Money line they're minus 107, so it's almost a tie. The over under is 45.5. I do like that over under better. I like that over 45.5. I'd probably take that in the Rams. Jaguars Titans. I don't touch this game.
I think under, if anything. I don't even know what it is.
44.
Yeah, I would
Is Minshew going to throw 3 TDs? Is Derrick Henry going to run for 2 TDs?
Titans defense looked pretty good.
I think
Vrabel's going to tighten them up after last week.
I like the Titans. If you could find Henry a prop on Henry for a touchdown or 1.5, I'd probably say he runs 2. He's pissed. The Jaguars are not a good secondary. Running
The whole Titans team should be pissed after last week's performance.
Yeah.
And Gostkowski.
Yeah. If there's a Gostkowski miss line, I'm taking opposite because I don't think he's going to miss a field goal. He's going to bounce back like Crosby did last year.
He's too good not to.
He knows it is rough.
He's kicked some of the biggest kicks in NFL history.
And he's 100 years old. Giants Bears. Bears are negative 5.5. Over's 42. Sketchy. I think I'd take the over. I like a lot of the overs because they're low right now. But if I was gonna take, I want to take the Bears because I want my guys to win.
Right. I wouldn't touch the line.
No,
The spread.
I would, but it's a -5.5. That's too high of a risk.
The over at 42.5 though is enticing.
Yeah, it could be like a 28-24 game,
I mean, if
somewhere around there. What was
if
it
the over
last
was
year?
42.5 for last week's game, it was over.
Over. I'd probably take over.
And I think
I
think
touch
the Giants can have a better offense than
the Lions.
the Lions. Yeah. I mean,
All it takes is 1 or 2 touchdowns, like we saw against, was it Slayton taking that deep ball? One of those. Saquon's gonna run on us.
then again,
Our
who knows,
interior
maybe the
line
Bears
is
defense
not good.
tightens up this week.
You would hope if Robert Quinn plays.
Khalil Mack
Yeah.
throws that halftime or the third quarter speech, and they ended up another 3 points, and that was it.
And the Mud Dogs win the Bourbon Bowl.
Exactly. High football rules.
I think the over, like you said, is enticing. I think Saquon runs for about 100 yards and gets a touchdown either receiving or rushing.
So you're saying he tears apart the defense after he only scored or
That-
after,
that-
after he only ran for 6 yards last week?
all we got is Mack and Hicks. If Robert Quinn ain't playing, I'm
Nichols.
taking that now. Blau is fine to fill in, but we don't have that Goldman. Goldman's taking majority of the pressure, and Hicks last year, without him, Mack was getting double teamed all year, so he couldn't do anything because he had that inside guy.
Yeah.
But Robert Quinn is still not playing. I don't think he was hopefully doing
Questionable
walkthroughs.
again
Yeah,
this week, yeah.
that changes everything. When he gets back, I take the Bears on a few things when he's back.
I disagree with Saquon getting 100 yards. I think he's lucky to get 70
Rushing all purpose.
rushing.
Okay.
He might get 100 all purpose.
So you don't think that he could get like a touchdown at like
I'm not saying he won't get a touchdown.
20 yards out?
No,
That's
he's
I'm just
definitely
saying
gonna touchdown, but
Saquon has 100 yards.
I mean he should be pissed this week. So
Evan Ingram. They have a lot of
and they're gonna have to give him
Tandems.
the ball more because no matter how many times they gave him the ball last week, 6 yards, 6 yards.
I agree. I'm not a big fan on Danny Dimes. Not.
Even though he dropped a couple dimes on Monday night.
I mean, I think he got lucky with, like I said, Mika cheating up, and that let Slayton get behind him. So I'm not saying he can't throw the ball. I'm just saying his decision making isn't as sharp as people are
He's
praising him to be.
Still learning, kind of a little jittery in the pocket.
Exactly. He
Looks a little confused at some point.
reminds me of Eli Manning.
A young Eli,
He looks like him and everything.
a young 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, by the team around you. Falcons Cowboys over under 53. So they expect the Cowboys to bounce back. We saw the Falcons had 3 guys with 100 yards or more. Julio's questionable right now, but he usually is that all week and then he plays. 53 is a high number. I like it though.
Yeah, I mean
27, 28, somewhere around there. I could see the score being maybe 34, 28.
Van Der Esch is out this week.
Yeah.
What, for 3 or 4 weeks or the year? I'm not sure.
6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8.
No Sean Lee.
Rams put up 20 on him.
Falcons.
Rams
Matty
offense
Ice.
didn't look that great to begin with.
No.
Even though I think the Rams offense is good.
Matty Ice as
He's got some weapons.
he's not bad.
No.
And who's home? Cowboys are home. The reason why I like the
Another
over
dome
as
game.
well is because they're inside, they're on turf, it's a dome.
Yeah.
They're both gonna be comfortable.
Everything looks faster on turf.
Exactly. Dak's gonna come out with vengeance. He has 400 yards in my opinion. I think Matt Ryan has 300 plus yards. And I think Ridley has a touchdown or 2. Maybe even Todd Gurley gets in there on 1. I'm going to see Zeke get a touchdown. He's going to receive 1, maybe rush for 1. I see
Repeat performance.
CeeDee Lamb just being unreal this game, 100 yards. He's my starter this week, even with Cooper. If you had both of them on the bench, put one in the flex.
Yeah.
Dak's going to be going to both of them. Gallup's going to be a sleepy one. He will definitely be a flex play. Can't go bad with any Cowboys on the
All
on
3
offense.
receivers on both teams.
Kareem Hunt, Flo says first TD wager. Kareem Hunt, 7+750. Joe Burrow plus. Thanks, Flo. Matt, appreciate you, buddy. I mean, I should throw up the number you could call in here. Joe Burrow at plus 2200. Putting it in right now. Can't argue that. I do see AJ Green.
That's a great odds for a QB to score a touchdown.
You could throw $1 on that. That's what, $22.
Uh-huh.
So, thanks, Matt. Flow Sports Cards. Check them out. Instagram, everything. Great guy. We talk about every day. White Sox, everything. Big fan. Washington fan. I mean, we've both discussed Gandy Golden and Gibson could be huge for Washington. Their defense looks good. Chase Young looks really good. So I think he can play
First
defense.
fumble in his first game.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature. It's exactly what Washington's needed.
Washington's defense #1 ranked in fantasy right now. It's early, but
The next team we're talking about. I was gonna say next team we're talking about Washington versus Cardinals. +7 for Washington. Over under 46.5. What do you think, Matt, about Haskins? Because he's still sketchy to me. Ron Rivera, is he even gonna be there? No.
why
I
would
don't
he not
know.
be there?
With the chemo treatments and stuff like that, I don't know how many games he's missing, if he's gonna be at every one or not.
He
How
was
much
able
that
to
helps.
get chemo at halftime in the last one.
Really?
Yeah.
He's just tearing that ass up.
During halftime, he had a chemo treatment. Haskins gave the halftime speech. They came out and beat him in the second.
Well, then you know what? I'm gonna roll with Haskins on this. Chiefs Chargers. I like that over. We talked about Washington. Kyler's unreal. He just is fast. He's like he is Russell Wilson. Reed.
Have to give a game plan to contain him.
I like the over on that
Chase
46
Young's
and a half.
man, getting after that ass.
Ravens Texans. We already talked about Chiefs Chargers. Flo says game manager still has upside. Only started 8 games. True. I feel like he's gonna learn a lot as throwing interceptions, kind of like a Peyton Manning career. You know, he's gonna just chuck that ball up and have to get smart. I don't want to see him being like Jameis Winston, which I heard a couple guys compare him at.
No, he makes smarter
I think he's
decisions
better than that. Yeah.
People forget he threw for 50 touchdowns.
Yeah.
At Ohio State.
Nick Chubb, I got him scoring a touchdown. Kareem Hunt plus 900. Joe Burrow plus 22. I will take that all day. Thank you very much. Should I parlay it with the Celtics? No, but I do take the Celtics. I think I said $1 place bet to win $23. If I take the next game, Texans Ravens over under 50 over.
Oh yeah.
Over under 50.
Ravens scored 38 last week.
I got that flow. I got that one too. Yeah. Plus 900 for Kareem Hunt to score a touchdown first. $1 to win 10. Hammer it down. I'll just do quick $1 bets. You could win a lot. AJ Green's plus 1050 to score the first touchdown. Plus 1050. Back to the Ravens Texans. I like the over. The Ravens are -7. This one's out of my control. I don't know. I don't think that the Ravens can't cover that. My point is, I don't know what Deshaun Watson's going to be able to do without a wide receiver.
All I'm saying is if you took the Chiefs -7 against the Texans, I would take the Ravens -7 against the Texans as well.
Yeah.
Not that they're the same team, but they both can put up a lot of
you
points.
got Watt. You got a decent defense.
I think the Ravens have better defense than the Chiefs, in my opinion.
Oh, I agree. I'm saying though the Ravens. I'm just saying the Texans might not put up the points they did against the Chiefs.
No, that's true, but the Ravens could put up more than the Chiefs
Right.
did.
It's true.
The Texans offense or Texans
Defense.
Yeah.
But I think the Texans defense is low key could be better than the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Overall talent wise, they should be. They have a lot of veterans
They
that
don't
are
got the Honey
good,
Badger,
but
though.
they don't. Yeah, it's true.
They used to.
Moving on to Patriots Seahawks. Seahawks -4.
Monday night.
Patriots +4. Monday night game. Over 45. Over. I think that might be a lock for me. 45. When you think about it, the Seahawks, Russell Wilson's MVP looking still already. He didn't miss a beat. Being in this offseason, all this bullshit going on, he looks like he's just as hungry as Aaron Rodgers. Between Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, the Bears will never, I see, like, winning a Super Bowl in this era because of those two guys alone, unless one of them came to the Bears, like Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers doesn't have the defense behind him though.
Oh yeah, Seahawks or the coaching. The coaching's still early stages of development,
LaFleur is still
learning.
trying to
He's a
figure
young
out
man.
how to make Rodgers happy.
Yeah, right. Taking Seahawks, I think for -4 is a stretch. I might
think it's
take
gonna be a tight
Patriots.
game.
I might take Patriots at +4.
Belichick doesn't lose.
But
By a lot.
no, any of them will lose on prime time.
No.
Saints, Raiders.
Cam's no slouch. He showed last week.
Yeah. I mean, if they put on a big hit on him, Wagner's out, right? Is he playing this year? I thought he's out.
I'm not sure.
If someone puts on a big hit, Cam might get taken out for precautionary reasons, evaluated. Hoyer's going to go in there and get smoked. Give me the Raiders and the points. Thank you, Flo. Saints and the Raiders is the later game. I just don't touch the Seahawks-Pats game because it's a Monday night game. It's just a weird vibe. I like the over if I like either of them. Maybe the Patriots because they're getting 4. Moving on to the Saints-Raiders. Saints. Over 49.5. I like that. Now that I think about it, I feel like.
Has there been an over you haven't liked yet today?
But that's what I'm saying. I like a lot of them because they're low.
I know. 49 is high for NFL.
49.5.
Yeah, it's high for NFL, but
But I
like,
can see.
like I said earlier, anything under 50 is very enticing.
I see Saints scoring 30
Saints
more.
put up 34
Yeah.
against
The Bucks
which
are a
is a
better defense.
defensive-minded coach team.
Right. The Raiders have Josh Jacobs, Henry Ruggs if he's playing.
Depends how many
Waller.
spider 2 wide bananas Gruden plays.
Yeah, exactly. Who he's goofing around with.
How many knock on wood you get at halftime.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting 5.5. So give me the Raiders and the points. Like we're saying, Flo.
I would hammer the Saints, to be honest.
I
think they win by a touchdown.
I think the Saints win, but I think
Raiders
so.
Raiders should be jacked up though, playing in their home stadium for the first time ever.
That's true too.
That stadium is,
But we drove by it twice.
yeah, it looks like
Freaking.
the modern day Coliseum.
It looks like if Darth Vader lived
Wonder of the
in
world.
Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and that was his home.
That place is a scary place to come
Yeah.
up to.
Love it to be 6. Yeah, the
Yeah, I
Raiders getting
agree.
6 then that's a better because
Hate to lose by 2 field goals.
exactly, yeah. You would hate to have a push, something like that, yeah. The under's 49.5.
Push is better than a loss though.
True, but we're winners. So that's
You
my
wanna kiss your sister.
that's my input. That's his input on the betting side. Couple real quick, just like Cam Akers, small guys you can invest in right now. Card wise, Justin Jefferson, he had a decent game. He only played a few snaps. He's got to fill that role, and everyone's going to be on Thielen. He's going to be in there. He's going to be that third guy
I'm sure
right
by
now,
week 8 he'll be
putting up a steady 50 to 80 yards a game, maybe a touchdown.
5 catches, 5 catches, maybe 8 targets a game. I mean, he's their number 2. Undoubtedly right now.
Jerry Jeudy, it might be too late on him. I would have bought those XRCs right off the bat. The wide
From Select
receivers.
last year,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would have bought those. J.K. Dobbins, very low right now. J.K. Dobbins is going to be a stud. And Ingram, yeah, I know Ingram
2
is their
touchdowns
guy.
last week.
Yeah, not just because of that, but he only had like 7 carries for like 14 yards. But that's not the point. The point is that kid's 20 years old or 21 years old. He's going to come in. Was he from Ohio State University? I mean,
He's got the juice.
yeah, exactly. They didn't want him for no reason. They knew he was going to be something special. Just like the Chiefs knew Clyde was going to be something special over Dobbins and Swift and everybody else that were higher.
Chiefs are scary this year.
It's going to be hard to.
They have pretty much the same team, and they got a better running back.
To me, it's going to be very
And
hard.
All of their running backs last year.
Yeah, and I hate to hate Mahomes,
Can't hate the guy.
but I do not want to see the Tom Brady effect. Sorry.
Why?
I don't want to see back-to-back bullshit. Same chance. I want to see something new. I honestly like to see the Ravens just Lamar. I don't think Lamar's the real deal, I think it could take one play that he gets messed up, and then that's a wrap, and we're all
I
hyped on
see
him.
Trubisky.
But I mean, the Bears are Mitch is gonna get a Super Bowl, even as a backup or something like that.
If Rex Grossman's taking the Bears to the Super Bowl,
Oh yeah.
Trubisky's got a good
Yeah,
chance.
right. Guys, I'm still high on that you can buy cheap now because of one game. Baker Mayfield. The coaching to me is the same coaching that the Bears have. There's talent there. The coaching is not using that the right way. Look at Cliff
I think
Kingsbury.
the coaching in Chicago is a little bit better than
Better,
that.
yeah, I agree. But it's the same situation where you don't let him run on the RPO, which we've seen Mitch only succeed like we did in this game. And I've been saying
Baker needs to take it easy on the commercials.
yeah, Baker needs to chill out.
Who is live sports? We all know it. Okay.
So Paris Campbell, your guy, your sleeper. We've talked about him many times too.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's a
Ty is getting hurt or he doesn't show up, and Paris Campbell's there and he's gone.
Yeah, he ran like a 4.340.
Yeah, it's turning into a speed game rather than someone who has to be tall.
You don't have to be
6'4" and
Megatron anymore to be a good receiver.
right. I mean,
It's all about routes and how fast you are and your hands, obviously. But
Ruggs we talked about.
that's why Julian Edelman's a stud.
Yeah, he's just fast.
He's not
gonna,
gonna-
that's not
He's
going.
not going to jump out the gym, but
He makes it
he
happen.
makes the greatest routes.
CD Lamb, you're not going to get him cheap, especially because he's a Dallas Cowboy. You weren't going to get him cheap before he had a game. Like, you just were not. I don't really know too many rookies I'm going to invest so much in, like you said, Zach Moss, stuff like that. Still a lot of rookies. Like last year, Drew Lock, he's sky high right now after he had a good game. It wasn't the best game, clearly, but that's an overall team issue, I feel like. Deshaun Watson stuff, his stock's probably dropping low because he doesn't have that talent. He has Will Fuller maybe 6 games out of the year. David Johnson's a guy I'm starting on fantasy every week.
Yeah, he
Because-
looks like a different David Johnson last week.
He looked like
He looks strong,
MVP
he looks
David Johnson.
fast.
He stays healthy. That's
He doesn't
going to be
break
a
his
top
wrist
10.
this year like he's done the last 2 years.
Knocking on wood.
Knock on wood
with
if
me.
you're with me.
Cam Akers for the Rams, Van Jefferson, you're going to get those two guys cheap. You don't know how long Malcolm Brown's going to be there. He's a 6-7 year guy now. He never looked bad, but Cam Akers is warming up into the fact that he's going to be a star running back. Darrell Henderson,
Malcolm Brown's just a fill-in guy. I feel like
I don't think he's a full 16-game guy. Henderson,
they wouldn't have drafted Cam Akers
if they knew,
believed in Brown, especially because they have Henderson, like you said.
Yeah.
If they believed in Brown and Henderson, they wouldn't be went after Akers.
very good guy to invest in right now, T. Higgins. T. Higgins, to me, is learning slow. He's AJ Green. He's just a big guy. He's a big body. They didn't pair him and Joe Burrow up to not be best friends
Right.
forever.
He's
BFFs.
a winner. He knows how to take the win, too.
Yeah. And I see that Cooper Kupp, Jared Goff effect happening for them because they are like always together, working on chemistry, working on routes, hanging out with each other, just being dudes being dudes.
Yeah, there'd be a little rivalry in there somewhere, though.
Yeah,
Clemson, LSU boys.
Yeah, but you know what? They can take both those championship mentalities
Right.
and achieve something in the NFL. With
Change the culture in Cincinnati because
That's
we
what
all
it's
know
about.
that needs to change.
Just like Gase thought he was going to change the culture for New York, and he's a fool. He's at best an offensive coordinator.
Right.
We've known that since he was a Bears offensive coordinator. Did well, went to get the head coaching job, and was fired in like a year. So I don't know how he keeps getting those head coaching jobs, but he should just go back to maybe being an offensive coordinator and just making his money and winning a championship that way. 49ers way. Brandon Ayuk, he's decent. He could be cheap. Maybe be
Antonio Gibson to play McCaffrey's role in the Redskins.
Oh yeah, I can see that because we have J.D. McKissick's the other, or J.K. McKissick is the other. Bryce Love, who probably won't even see the field, and he had the chance with Geis.
Yeah.
So I agree, Flo.
Guys, R.I.P.
It's
He'll
getting
never see a football ever again.
no, but Kareem Hunt, like you're saying, he's a good one. We got the Broncos, Steelers, Benny Snell. Benny Snell is somebody I would keep an eye on, even with James Conner's injury, because he always comes in and out.
Yep.
I mean, it's a 3-back kind of team, but Benny Snell you could find him cheap too. I mean, a lot of his stuff is only like autos on contenders. Contenders is trash to me. Prism's trash kind of to me. I'm an Optic Select guy. That's just
Contenders have been around for a while though.
Yeah.
Just
it
those
holds
boxes-
its value.
Those boxes can be brutal.
I agree. But I think that's going to conclude it, guys, on our first podcast here. We'll try and do these every Thursday if we can. Hit Flo up. If you got any questions, he's got the answers from the bets. I'll see you guys later.
Good luck to everyone in fantasy this week and
Yeah.
your bets. Let's back that Brinks truck up to the house tomorrow or Monday.
And I'll see you later for some Mosaic breaks, guys. 3 boxes tonight. Pick your team. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.